Welcome back to Jose the Stoic. Today, we're diving into one of the deepest and perhaps most daunting topics in Stoic philosophy, death. But before you look away, hear me out. For the Stoics, contemplating death is not a morbid act, but rather a transformative one. It's a tool that, when used wisely, allows us to live with more purpose, peace, and gratitude. In this episode, we'll explore what the Stoics had to say about death. We'll look at how embracing mortality can shape our lives, ground our thoughts, and help us find deeper meaning. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. Death as a Natural Process. The Stoics believed that death is not a punishment, nor is it something to fear. To them, it's simply a part of the natural order, a process as necessary and inevitable as birth. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic Roman emperor, wrote, "Observe constantly that all things take place by change, and accustom yourself to consider that the nature of the universe loves nothing so much as to change the things which are, and to make new things like them. Death, in this light, is nothing more than a transition. It's neither good nor bad, and when we accept that, we can face it with a calmer mind." Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, reminds us of this truth with powerful words. He said, "There is no reason for you to think that any man has been long-lived because he has gray hair and wrinkles. He has not lived long, he has existed long." Stoicism encourages us to practice memento mori, the reminder of death, not to scare us, but to wake us up. It invites us to live fully, knowing that our time is limited. Imagine the difference this could make in how we live each day. Chapter 2. The Concept of Impermanence. Another core Stoic idea about death is impermanence, the understanding that everything we love and possess is temporary. Epictetus advised, "When you kiss your child, you should say to yourself, 'I am kissing a mortal.'" To the untrained mind, this might sound harsh, but think about it for a moment. It's not cold-hearted. It's wise. This mindset actually heightens our appreciation for those we love, and for the experiences we cherish. By knowing that they won't last forever, we're prompted to be fully present with them. The more we understand impermanence, the more we can release ourselves from fears of loss. And when we're free from this fear, we can love more freely, live more fully, and connect more deeply. Chapter 3. The Power of Memento Mori in Daily Life. Memento Mori, remember that you will die. It's a phrase that might seem unsettling, but it's actually a grounding principle in Stoicism. By keeping death in mind, we're reminded not to squander our time on trivial things. Consider two lives, one spent oblivious to death, drifting from one day to the next, and another lived in full awareness of mortality. The first life is likely filled with procrastination, distractions, and maybe even some regrets. But in the second, every day is precious. There's a focus, an intensity, and a clarity about what truly matters. Let me share a short story to illustrate this. The story of the stone cutter. In a small town, a young stonecutter toiled daily, shaping stones with his hands. Though he worked hard, he often felt restless, wondering what lay beyond his daily routines. One day, an elderly Stoic philosopher saw him and said, "Each strike of your hammer, each stone you shape, is a reminder that time is passing. One day, you too will become part of this earth." The young stonecutter asked, "What should I do then?" The philosopher replied, "Rather than dreaming of what lies beyond, ask yourself what truly matters right now. Live with purpose and integrity. For when death comes, you'll know you lived fully." From that moment, the young man changed. Instead of feeling restless, he became more mindful. He saw each day as a chance to create, to grow, to live fully. And that, my friends, is the gift of Memento Mori. Chapter 4. Accepting death in others and ourselves. Stoic philosophy also teaches us how to cope with the loss of loved ones. Accepting our own mortality is challenging, but accepting the death of those we cherish can feel almost impossible. The Stoics suggest that we treat every moment with loved ones as a precious gift. Epictetus taught that we don't own our loved ones, we are only given the privilege of their presence for a time. This perspective doesn't diminish our grief. It helps us move through it with a sense of peace. By recognizing that each person we love is temporary, we cherish them more fully while they're here and honor their memory when they're gone. Embracing mortality to live fully. So what does all this Stoic wisdom lead us to? For the Stoics, contemplating death isn't about despair, it's about living with a deep awareness of life's preciousness. Death is a profound teacher. It helps us appreciate the present moment, deepens our relationships, and reminds us to focus on what truly matters. By embracing mortality, we actually become more alive, more mindful, and ultimately more peaceful. So, how can we bring this Stoic approach to death into our own lives? Here are 3 suggestions. 1. Practice. Memento Mori Daily. Take a moment each day to remind yourself that life is finite. Reflect on this not with fear, but with gratitude. Let it inspire you to focus on what truly matters. 2. Cherish your relationships. With each interaction, remember that our time with loved ones is limited. Use this understanding to bring more love and appreciation into your connections. 3. Live with purpose. Don't put off your dreams, passions, or goals. Each day, ask yourself, if this were my last day, would I feel content with how I'm spending it? By integrating these practices, we can transform our lives. Death is a part of our journey, not the end of it. Instead of fearing it, we can see it as a gentle reminder to live deeply, love fully, and stay mindful of the preciousness of each day. Thank you for joining me on Jose the Stoic. I hope this episode helps you find peace and purpose as you contemplate the wisdom of Stoicism. Remember, we can't control our fate, but we can control how we live. Live well, stay present, and until next time, embrace each moment.